I have a question is, do you have a plan to bring Samsung heavy industry or Hana Ocean to Andhra Pradesh area at the same time? By all means, then automatically your state will be win those shipyard infrastructure, because same as Koji Island, Samsung heavy industry and Hana Ocean use British maritime consulting firm to find best spot and using American firm and combined with Korean shipyard technology, it will be really good opportunity for your state. And instead, I watched your presentation. One thing I just want to comment that instead of a lot of small, medium size of port or shipyard, I think it's better to focus one biggest, best, or two port and shipyard.
As a state, I'll take the last question first, and then I'll work myself backwards. I think that's one subject we'll agree to disagree. I believe that having the second longest coastline in India opens ourselves up to build multiple large ports and even minor ports. And I'll give you one example of it. There is a company called Sagar Defense in India which makes autonomous maritime boats for the military. And they needed access to the waterfront. So because we already had existing infrastructure and one of the smaller harbor, that now they are able to do the entire build out. So I believe that infrastructure is actually a strategic advantage for a country like India. And if you look at Texas as a great example, they have a lot many ports than even Andhra Pradesh, or even Andhra Pradesh is envisaging to build plus or minus a 50 billion this way, that way. It's about close to $800 billion a year. So I believe Andhra Pradesh is in that exact position. We should leverage upon it. India needs to build multiple shipbuilding ecosystems, no second thoughts about it. Am I competing with other states? Of course. I truly believe that when states compete, India wins. No second thoughts about that. Is the competitive federalism that we have. Have I reached out to all the major shipbuilders in Korea? Absolutely. I've had conversation with pretty much all of them during this trip, including the name you just mentioned. And parallelly, what excites me even more is to actually bring the entire ecosystem. So while we are talking about the larger builder, there is when I met the association of Komiam, there we actually reviewed, there are a lot of SMEs who actually play a very important role in building the entire shipbuilding ecosystem, including firefighting equipment, cranes. So these are a lot of ancillaries that are required to be built, and that is exactly what we are going to do in Andhra Pradesh. So a lot of SMEs also in the shipbuilding ecosystem will have an opportunity to build it out in Andhra Pradesh. So it is a strategically important project for India under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. He has given us a clear vision that shipbuilding should be our focus. Andhra has the advantage with ArcelorMittal building a steel plant in the north, through the shipbuilding to the entire ecosystem of SMEs. So I believe that we have a unique opportunity as a state, and definitely we will deliver on it. As I said, I don't believe in signing MOUs. I believe in execution. Thank you.
Hana, Samsung, and they are not using their money. They don't have much money. All the money from is a partnership with the American capital. So if you initiate and approach to the American side, then because all Korea shipyard is full.
Full, yes.
So it's really good opportunity.
Absolutely.
Using American money to build shipyards.
I will reach out, no second thought about it. I have His Excellency next to me, so I will definitely use his help. I have my Indian entrepreneurs here ranging from shipping to IT to electronics manufacturing to aqua. We have two mangoes to food processing, so we have all of them also here. There is money also in India. I have a port operator sitting here who has very deep pockets also. So together I think we have money, policy, regulatory framework. Definitely we'll reach out to the pension funds in Americas, Europe, and definitely do a marriage. And I'm sure in the next 90 days you should have some interesting news coming out of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you.
자주 방문하면서 한국 기업들 진출이 어떻게 되고 있는지 이렇게 잘 보고 있습니다. 저는 한인회 그리고 호참 인디아 등 그 한국 커뮤니티의 회장단에서 10년 정도 일을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 굉장히 한국 기업 진출에 대해 가깝게 지켜보려고 노력하고 있고요. 지난 4월달에는 이재명 대통령님 인도 방문하셨습니다. 그리고 기업 간담회, 동포 간담회에서 그 한인도 간의 그런 포텐셜에 위해서.
Thank you very much for your input. As I shared with you, Andhra is a little late to the entire Korean ecosystem. My partner states have been engaged with this ecosystem since 1995-97. So we are relatively late, but we are fast. When the two leaders, our Honorable Prime Minister and the President of the Republic of South Korea met, one of the agreements were that we'll build Korean industrial enclaves where Korean companies can come and start their businesses in Andhra Pradesh. And this is exactly what we intend to do in Andhra Pradesh, where in fact I have reached out to a few of the industrial park developers of Korea, saying that Andhra Pradesh will give you land as an equity. You build it to the specifications of the Korean companies, small, medium, large, mega companies, to their specifications. We have a mechanism like Sri City does. They have their own regulatory mechanism where even permissions can be given by themselves. So they don't need even involvement of government. We said we'll extend the same opportunity to the Korean companies also. So I think this should definitely kickstart things better. And I've also had an opportunity to meet KAIKA, which is the Korean Auto Industries Corporation Agency. And we spent some time before I came here, before lunch, where we discussed about how do you bring the 250 member companies that they have. Because we only have about 55 to 60 in India. Between my state and other neighboring state, we don't have all of them. I said, how do you bring all of them? So we discussed threadbare with them on it. So I'm also working with your associations, like how I work with Komia on the maritime SMEs. These are companies with $10 million revenue to up to $1 billion revenue. So small, medium and large. I intend to bring all of them into an enclave provident mechanism. As I shared, Mr. Shanmohan here is the CEO of our Economic Development Board. He raised his hand. He is going to create a Korean desk, and one of the mandates with which we are working is to provide the ease of actually starting a company in India, providing all the regulatory safeguards, explaining to you all the compliances, the labor, the whole compliance in a single window. So you'll have one person working with you. This person will also be talking to all the companies which have already invested in, Korean companies that have invested in Andhra Pradesh. So they will do dual role. So it will make it a very sort of a 360-degree feedback mechanism. I take your feedback loud and clear. We have about 40 Korean companies now in Andhra Pradesh. I have to take it to about 1,000 companies, both S, small, medium and large. I think our task is cut out. I have all the three leaders responsible for it. They're not smiling at me. They're really worried, but we will deliver. One thing we're used to is tough targets, and we will deliver. So you will see that change come. Thank you.
갖고 가시는 이 부분에 대해서 조금 좀 조언을 해드리고 싶어서 그렇고 또 모임에서 어떻게 하시는지 앞으로 어떻게 준비하실 것인지를 질문드리고 싶습니다. 왜 그런다면 저희 한국이라는 나라가 원래 반도체나 정부와 고속도로를 하면서 성공을 했던 게 전력문제였습니다. 그의 핵심이 뭐냐면은 우리가 빨리 원자력을 20만 대 정도에 받아들여가지고
we store a lot of water. We not only store, but this water can be transferred to 200 kilometers north and 200 kilometers south. And this is all water which is going to the sea. 3000 TMC of water which goes to the sea, which is we are transferring to the other areas, so to provide water security. So for the semiconductor projects, data centers and others, the water is available, and the water security, we are making full efforts for that. And your suggestion on the water refinery, of course, where we put semiconductor industry, we require very pure water, we understand that. So that facility will come in the semiconductor park that we are planning to put up. So good suggestion. And if you have any suggestions on which companies should I talk with to get the water purification plants for semiconductor, I'll be happy to take note of that and work on that. The next thing that you spoke about, the solar. Thankfully, in our part of the state, the solar radiation intensity is very good. So certified by professionals to be very good. So we have the radiation intensity good enough to have a good. In fact, more than 300 days in a year we have sunshine. We are if you can see on the screen what is written below Andhra Pradesh.
Sunrise state.
So we are literally the sunrise state. So we have that solar energy and that is available. So thanks for that. And regarding ESS, in fact, Honorable Minister Sir has actually met a couple of Korean companies specializing in ESS. In fact, in the morning also, we met a very good promising company specializing in ESS, and we are willing to work with many more companies on ESS, which is also a requirement. Thank you for the session.
Has the CEA, the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, is kind of the FTA. And I understand all states in India has different rule for that. That's a central government agreement, and different states have a different rule. And I have a problem in exporting things as the CPA is not the same for all states. How is it for Andhra Pradesh? Is it the same, or is it the best level for import of anything to India for company working there? Or the second question is just TDP is ruling the Andhra. How is the relation with TDP and BJP, the central government?
That is with regard to SEPA, it is an agreement at the federal level, central governments. It's a nation to nation. States have limited role in it except to implement. We cannot change it by any means. And taxation is related to central subject. Like now with GST also, it's all now powers have been restricted to the government of India. But if there are any specific discrepancies, we'll definitely, my team will meet you post this event. Relationship between the two political parties. In India, there is a saying, it's called double engine government, which means that a government with two engines, which has same government in the central and at the state. I say that Andhra Pradesh has double engine bullet train, because we have two great leaders, Naidu ji and Modi ji, who are visionary and who have the nation at heart, who have always contributed to nation building. Therefore, Andhra that way is very lucky. We have a double engine bullet train government. So our relationship is absolutely fantastic. Yes, we are a regional political party. I am the working president of that political party. And our support to the Honorable Prime Minister before the election was unconditional. After election is unconditional. In the future will continue to be unconditional. Because we believe we have the right leader, right time, right place. That is our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So we will continue to support his leadership. In fact, we have a lot to learn. As a young leader, I have learned a lot from his leadership. And we will definitely make India proud. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lokesh. My observation when compared to some of the industry's growth from Korea to other countries, for example, Vietnam. Every day I think 20 flights are there. My request to you, start from Vizag, one flight per week. So just they land and do. The second point is similar thing, they grow after the war of Second World War. Japanese used to come Saturdays, Sundays. They used to teach Koreans. They learned from them and they grow like anything. The third point is, there's a lot of talent in Korea, extraordinary talent, but everyone cannot be an industrialist. Here, the domination of major industries like Samsung, LG, and Hyundai, etc. So that's so much talent, so much, I can't explain. I used to be here for past 20 years. So if you bring them to teach the universities, in Andhra universities there, Vizag, or Amravati universities, or whatever you're building, if you can bring them, they love to come if you pay 3x, because they have full of talent that where to deliver they don't know, because here the domination is big industries. They work for them, after that they come back and start the industries. Even I am working with 3D industry, ex-Samsung, one more guy, ex-LG Innotech, because certain areas are closing. LG Innotech, for example, they used to do a lot of LEDs and other stuff, they closed. Means they went to the China, or they went to the other company where the cost is low, because big companies cost is high. So that sort of talent, if you can attract, the total SMEs of Andhra Pradesh also will grow. So my sincere, honest, humble request is grow the talent pool with for example, semiconductor is very difficult, not that easy to understand the theory of it, forget about practical. So first, if you build a theory with a minimum labs, a lot of labs like government support, with industry tie-up, with your government support, see huge, ecosystem you can build in coming 5 years. In my view, the semiconductors takes a lot of time, but culture is important more than the knowledge. After knowledge, culture, system, processes. Semiconductor is not that easy, but at the same time, a lot of advantage. We are in the right phase, right time, and we can move fast. See, all the things of learning, of traveling, this sort of events, being a LED portman for president, used to travel past 2012. I came so many times to Korea. Everyone used to discuss everything. After that, no one cares, because they cannot, big companies, they cannot come to India first. They'll go to US, they go to other Europe, then they'll see India because of the market. So, but at the same time, I request the same thing to the, ambassador at that time. This is important, not requesting them to invest or give technology. They don't do that easily. But first, we can learn parallelly. Money, as I said, money, a lot of money is in India. But if you write so, everyone will put. And otherwise, we go to IPO, not a problem. So, kindly think big, parallelly, with a talent pool also, very important. Talent pool like culture, technology culture also, please do. And I hope you can do fast. Yes, we are also very fast. In this age also can run like you. I appreciate your younger generation. We are thank you very much.
With regards to connectivity, MP from my party is the Minister of Civil Aviation. We recorded the video. I'll send him the video and make him his key performance indicator from my party. We are fighting for connectivity. Unfortunately, we are struggling with lack of flights. If you have the flight, there are issues with engines. You are aware of these challenges that we have as an aviation economy globally. But definitely connectivity has to improve, and we will work on that. No second thoughts. With regards to education, skilling, sharing with the Honorable Ambassador about it, where we are now building 22 clusters. Now we have an automotive cluster, a cement cluster, renewable energy cluster, ingot wafer manufacturing cluster, AC, automotive, chemical, pharma, space, glass, I can go on and on. And electronics, of course. What does it mean? A cluster means what are all the verticals that come into making the ecosystem. Now all of us like to make the end product, which is your Samsung phone or your iPhone or your LG phone, one of it. But then it requires close to about 1,000 suppliers to create that end product. So when I met any company during this visit, of course I was pitching to them, but I was also trying to steal their entire contact list to identify all the suppliers to that particular company. So there's a company I met today, and they said, we have 25 suppliers. I said, please give me contacts of all those 25 suppliers, including, copper wafer, very as simple as that, right? There's certain glass, as simple as that. And then there is one company we met that makes the equipment to make that glass. So that is how we build the ecosystem. We call this verticals, and that's the entire vertical economy that we want to build in a cluster, number one. Second is the horizontal, exactly what you said, education, skilling, testing and certification. Now I must really give a lot of credit to Sri City because we just launched the Sri City International University, which has something I call LEG, L-E-G, learn, earn, graduate. So you're on a job, like you learn in the university, you study, then you go work in the industry for X amount of months, then you come back and again learn, and then you graduate. So I think they have a fantastic model. We are just waiting for them to take off, because once they take off, everyone else will follow, and it will be a fantastic model, I believe, for the entire nation. And we are piloting it first in India, and they of course have our complete support. Parallelly, the Honorable Prime Minister has come out with this program called PM Setu, which is your modernization of ITIs, and which require a lot of commitment from the private sector. And here I'd like to thank Kia to taking up one of the ITI. They're actually building a new ITI. We're tapping to Government of India funds, where the entire requirement of the automotive ecosystem and even post sales maintenance of the vehicle is being taken care of, and the kids are trained on it. So I think that's also equally important. The larger part, of course, is research. There's a greater debate happening in India. A lot of private sector focus is now coming into research. But I think that's unfortunately a road less traveled, and we need to invest a lot more money in research. And I do see a lot more corporates now opening up to that idea and building out the entire ecosystem around research. And a lot of money is getting spent by companies like even Reliance in research. You're seeing a lot of new products or technology coming out of them. So I think that's just the beginning. Yes, we should tap into the talent here. Yes, have to figure out a mechanism to harness this energy to come back and of course teach, enlighten our kids to think bigger and bolder. So I take your feedback loud and clear. Thank you.